What's going on, everybody? Let's see who we got in here. We got Tony. We got Rick, XJ Rick. Sam's here. What's going on? Andy from Turlo's Garage is here. Hey, Terry Moat made it. What's going on? How's everybody doing? Sound off as you come in so we can say hello and see what's going on. we got some stuff to cover tonight. I want to get some opinions from everybody. We'll see what's going on here. I brought the directions down here for the roll bar, and I'll get some input from everybody. I was talking to Dennis from Caveman Garage, and he gave me his assessment of what I ought to do. But we'll get I just want to feel everybody out and see what everybody else thinks. There's my buddy Trevor. What's going on? Thanks for coming in, buddy. There's one. What's happening? You're not first. You're first this. All right, what's going on, Sam? Yo, Phil's Chop Shop's here. What's going on, Phil? Phil's got a cool project going on. I asked him if I could get in on it a little bit. he got those rims off of me for the from the old 55 rims, and he's gonna disassemble them and flip them around like they used to do old school. And I think that's a really cool idea. I can't wait to see how that comes out. Yo, there's my buddy Rick. Paul White's here. What's happening? Howie Mook. What's going on? Chevy Shane's here. What's happening? Rusty Iron Projects. Reagan Fox, how you doing? All right. Hey, Rick, tonight's my buddy Poor Possum Speed Shop night. I got my buddy Rick's shirt on tonight, man. I don't know if everybody can see that, but you can go over and check out our buddy Rick when you get a minute. All right. Yo, there's Chaz. What's going on, man? How you doing, Chaz? Daniel's here. What's going on? Lonnie made it. Cool. Outstanding. All right, so let's see where we want to start tonight. 63. All right, so I wanted to talk about the roll cage. I'm putting that in tomorrow. It's not a roll cage. I'm putting a roll bar in. All right. So my main hoop, I don't know anybody that saw our community page with the picture. My main hoop's not the same as a lot of the ones you're seeing. Mine goes around, comes down, and then angles in a little bit. All right. So I measured the frame outside to outside. It's roughly 41 inches. The centers on that hoop are, I want to say it's about 44. I'd have to remeasure before I go cutting or anything. I'll measure again, but it's like 44. So I was going to just weld a 3x3 angle on my frame, cut holes in the floor, put it through the floor, and put it to the frame right there. And that's that. And that's what the directions say. You don't need the floor plates. But like I was talking to Dennis earlier, and he said, well, you ought to put the floor plates on too. I mean, I don't mind doing it, but that's an awful lot of welding and stuff for what? You know, it says right in the directions, if you have a full framed car, go directly to the frame. So what's everybody else's thoughts? Do I add the plates as an additional safety? I don't know how safe, how much that changes anything. But I'll take input from everybody, and I'll read the comments now. Let's see. Well, everybody's still saying, oh, Dave's here from Scott's Rods. What's going on? Henry made it. What's happening? Chopper Mike, MC. I'd like to hear what you have to say about it, Mike. Let's see who else we got in here. Howie Mook. L from NC's here. Cool. Robbie made it. Kevin L's here. Very good. Give Blood made it. Outstanding. Gang's all here. Well, that's what I'm doing, Rick. I got the outriggers, but I'm gonna, like I said, I got 3x3 by 1/4 inch steel that I'm going to use for the outriggers to go to the frame. But it's like I said, the centers on my safety hoop are like 44 and some change. The outside of the frame from outside to outside is 41. So when I put the outriggers on, it'll come right through the floor and land right on top of the angle irons that I'm going to graft to the frame. My question is, do I need to bother with the floor plates? The direction says just go to the floor, and you don't need the floor, or you don't need the plates. But like I said, I was talking to Dennis and he's saying he would put them on anyway. So I'm just trying to get what everybody else's opinion is. The directions clearly state if you got a full frame car, you're going to the frame. All right. So that's my question. I don't know. I mean, see what anybody else thinks. Like I said, MC Mike, I'm be very curious what you have to say about it. I'm not thinking I'm going to have a very big gap, Phil. I'm going to hole saw it, but you notice, like I said, my safety hoop goes around and then it comes in. So, however far I'm going to come through, I got to measure. So I'm probably going to go two sizes over what the outside OD of the safety hoop is, which is 1 5/8 on this particular one I have. And so, I'll probably go to 1 3/4. So, I mean, I could seam seal around that, no problem. It's just, I just 3 by 3 by 1/4 inch angle iron welded to an 1/8 inch wall, a little under an 1/8 inch wall frame. I mean, that should be adequate, right? And one thing I do know, remember, you always see people, oh, put a big weld on it. No, 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 no. As a welder, I can tell you that's wrong. It's the the weld is to be no larger than the thinnest member of the parent material. So if you have a piece of 1/8 inch material and you're welding a piece of 1/4 inch material to the 1/8 inch material, you should try to keep the weld around an 1/8 inch. You can go up to a quarter, but when you see these giant weaves on that, it's just like, no, you're destroying the properties of the metal. You're doing that. So I know about all that. My question is, do you guys think I need the floor plates? I don't. But like I said, Dennis from Caveman Garage made a very strong, compelling argument. But the directions clearly state to the frame. So that's where we're at with that. Robbie says no. Oh, okay. We can do that. You can have a sip. Absolutely. All right. Let's see who else is in here. Let's go through the list. Just taking a second, but I do want everybody's opinion. If you have an opinion, I'd like to hear it. All right. So, okay. Reagan Fox thinks I should use the plates. Okay. Country Boy Gas Garage is here. What's going on, Jason? All right. So we got Reagan Fox saying you should use the plates. All right. Well, they're 1/8 inch plates. And I mean, you're just spreading it out. Now you're adding a weld, you're welding it at the floor, and then you're welding it again at the frame. As I mean, dude, I fabricate for a living, and that's just like, but I'm not a race car person, so I don't know what everybody else does. But to me, once you get into that frame, that's it. That's where it's at. If it comes, if that 3 by 3 angle iron rips off of that frame, you're done for anyway. Shaky's here. What's going on? That's what I think, Robbie, just to the frame. So we got 1 and 1. I may do that. I may do that. But see, like, I'm going to look into the NHR rule book one, but I will tell you this. It's like, you get in there and somebody in the tech aisle is going to have an opinion on it. And it's like every set of directions is a little bit different. Every safety hoop's different. It depends on the one you get. I was looking at the Rhodes brand, and their safety hoop was straight, so you'd have to put a real long outrigger in. Right then and there, I'd say, okay, well, let's talk about the floor plates then. But I'm going to be so close and tight. It's almost like, how like the short body mounts are on the frame it's going to be something like that. It's going to be so sucked in so close to the frame on the side. I mean, that's going to be pretty strong. But I'm really curious what everybody else thinks. So I would like to have everybody give me their opinions. Reagan Fox, my engine makes 500 horsepower on the nose. I had it put on a dyno. I have paperwork. It's 500 horsepower, and the valves start floating open at 5,800 RPMs. The maximum torque on it came in at 4,200 RPMs, and that came at 510 foot-pounds of torque. We got 456 gears. We got a 5-speed TKO transmission in it. We got 35 spline axles. So we're beefy. We're there. That's what I got for power. All right, let's see. Who else is in here? Did I miss it? There's Andy's Doghouse made it. What's going on? Hey, Shopcat made it. Everybody, Shopcat made 200 subscribers this week, man. Everybody give him a congratulations. And if you haven't subscribed, go over and check him out. He's fun to watch. He does a lot of cool stuff. We really enjoyed the one whenever you were coiling up the the pull cord thing and it won't. All right. What else we got? Okay, all right, Andy. That's another point. That's exactly that was Turlo. That was exactly Dennis's points. I'm not against doing it, and I mean I will do it. I'm just if it needs to get done, but I'm just like I'm looking at the directions. The directions say just discard the plates and go right to the frame. But I got a lot of people telling me, hey, look, put it to the floor as well. I don't mind doing it. It's only a 6x6 piece of plate, you know. I would just make sure that I drilled the hole in the plate so whenever I put the plate, when I put the thing through the floor, because right now I set the safety hoop in there, it will not stand vertical inside the car, and I'm not cutting it until I put it through the floor and make sure it's long enough. I want it as high as I can. I was looking at the directions, like one suggested for NHRA, and they want that 6 inches up and over from your head and all that. So I'm looking at all that stuff. Now, one thing I will tell you, this brand I got the Alston because it was the one that was available, to be quite honest with you guys. I looked at the roads. I would have liked to had it, but the time frame on them was March, and there was no guarantee. Here, have a drink. There was no guarantee it would even come in March. This one they had on hand, and it's 1.58" outside OD. NHRA likes to see 1.75", but I mean, this says it's legal, but it's like it's all who you talk to and what literature you're reading. So I always want to do stuff right. So I might drill a hole in the plate, set it on there, and if I decide I don't want it, I'll split it and take it off. I don't, you know what I mean? Before I weld it, and then if I welded it, do I weld the bottom too? I don't know. Seems like an awful lot of weld on thin metal. Now you've destroyed the properties. Hey, Murray Hendricks is here. What's going on? Hey, there's my buddy Caveman Garage. He'll sit there. He'll tell you why he thinks so. Floyd made it. What's happening, Floyd? How's it going, man? Huh? Honey, I have. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Robbie. The Nova, if I put a roll bar in there, I'm absolutely gonna. You have to. It's unibody, and that's. I was talking to Dennis earlier about it. I said I'm looking underneath the Nova at the unibodies. Man, there's only 4 bolts that hold that front subframe on there. I mean, there's nothing to them. And then you look underneath the 55, right? You got a full frame, and then you got all the cross braces on the floor. I mean, it's really sound, On the bottom it is anyway. Yo, Cody made it. What's going on? Here, have another sip. I'll get a beer in a minute and join y'all. But I'm just getting myself pumped up. There's another guy I wanted to talk to about it, Grady. I wanted to hear what Grady had to say. I wanted to hear what MC Mike had to say. I want to hear what Grady got to say. These guys are, and Dennis, I already heard what he had to say. They're around racing all the time. Grady races all the time. Mike's a professional car builder. What's going on? What's happening? Brent's here. What's going on, man? Absolutely. I'm gonna get a high life and join you guys, and I'm gonna showcase my buddy Rick's shirt one more time while I'm doing it. Remind everybody, Poor Possum Speed Shop. There you go. Let me get a beer and join you. This is the way we done stuff since we was kids. The high life. Sure is, man. Yo, come here, chick. What's going on? Absolutely. Absolutely, Robbie. I've been drinking these since I stole them out of my dad's cooler when we went camping. All right, let's see. That's not a bad idea, Jason. I'll look at that down the road, but if that's the Nova's going to be a nice cruiser, and that's Kim's car. If she wants a safety hoop in there, we'll put one in. We'll talk about putting connector and frame connectors in. We'll talk about all that. But right now, I got to worry about getting the floors in. I'm actually looking forward to it, man. It's like, you know, all the sheet metal work that we did on the 55. A lot of that was done before I ever made a video. So I'm kind of stoked that I got the Nova coming in. And that's going to take some extensive uh, sheet metal work the more I look at it. Did you guys see what I did to the hood? I was making that video. I had my elbow sitting on there. That epoxy hadn't set up all the way yet. It wanted 4 days at 60 degrees, and I know we dipped below 60 for a few of the days. Today we actually hit 60. So I think it'll probably properly cure over the weekend. But yeah, it's going to need, I figure 5-6 days before it cures. Then a couple fuzzies settled in it. So that got my but it's all right, man. One swipe, I know it. I'm sitting there, I'm looking at it. I could take my nail and knock it off there, but so one swipe whenever you hit it with the block. So, but the only thing the epoxy primer's for is to protect against the rust, and it's going to do that, right? So when we get to the high build primer and stuff, we'll scuff that, put the high build primer on, and it'll be fine. It should block right in. Hey, what's going on, Josh? Thanks for coming, man. I appreciate it. Howie Mook. Hey, Howie, take a drink. What else we got going on in here? Who else is in here? Yes, it is, Daniel. A good cold snack. Hooligans and hot rods, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. I'm just panning through. I want to always make sure I try to say hello to everybody. See who's all here. Looks like most of the gang's all here. I ain't seen Paul White yet. Anybody seen Paul? Paul, you in here? Murray Hendrickson's here. What's going on? Wasn't sure if I said hello to her, Murray yet. Outstanding, dude. I'll have to go over and check your channel out, and I'll check out your brake job. I got a pretty big brake job coming up on the Nova, too, when I get that around back. We got spindles with disc brakes to do a conversion on the brakes up front. That's going to be fun. There is no brakes on the back of it right now. I did tell you guys the story behind that, right? The original owner of the car fell on him, and there's a big dent in the gas tank. That's why it came with a gas tank, and it happened when he was putting the rear in. So that job came to a halt. He traded it to the guy I bought it off of for toys, and I've ended up buying it off of that guy. I just don't know what happened to that hood, and I never got the story. I have the guy I bought it from's number. I might call him up and ask him if he knows what happened, just out of curiosity. He might know the backstory. He's a really cool dude, man. He might know. I don't know. I think so. I think it was Paul Rhodes said, somebody's girlfriend got mad and poured something all over it. I think that's what happened. Soda, because that hood was just bolted on. It was never protected. The panels come in that primer, and that primer is a really good primer, but it's not it's not going to hold up in the long term. And it just seems like it was probably something acidic like soda that got poured on that, or eggs. Paul's here. There he is. All right, Paul. I was looking for you. I was panning up through there. I'm like, where's Paul at? Thanks for coming in, brother.
Is is Desert Rat 2000 in here? Is Mike Black in here yet? We got some we got some mail from Mike Black. So if Mike pops in, let me know so I can make sure we open his mail. He just did a cool video with that what is it? The ventilator. You know how they put those old tin ventilators on top of like the industrial ones, and he put everybody's name on there, and he spins it and got a little pointer. That guy always comes up with the coolest projects, man. I like watching his stuff. I was checking him out before, right before I came downstairs. I try to catch up, man. I watch so many of you guys. It's like it takes me a minute to get caught up with everybody, but I try. And if I'm behind or don't think I didn't watch if I didn't comment. Sometimes I'm like in the middle of stuff at work and then I got to throw my phone down and go do stuff. Just ask Kim. She's texting with me. And the next thing you know, I disappear for 2 hours because they come get me. You still have a glove box. You know what, Shaky Bob, I was thinking about buying one. They're just cardboard or whatever it is, that fiberboard or whatever. There was somebody in one of the car groups on Facebook who was selling metal ones. They must have copied and they were selling metal ones, and I should have bought one, and I can't find that guy. So I was thinking, if I can excuse me, beer getting to me a little bit. I was thinking if I can't find him, that I could maybe just buy the fibrous one. They're only like 8, $10, and maybe make a sheet metal one myself. That's what I'm thinking about doing anyway. I don't know. We'll think about it. Yeah, she's telling me we got to get a big screen TV. Then she could sit over there because I miss comments sometimes. I have to go back and rewatch this and then and wait because it takes 24 hours for the live chat to come up, for protections and all that. So I is the audio okay this time? Because last week it was all messed up. Remember, we had to crash and redo it again. I was about ready to put this computer through the wall. We were having technical difficulties. Hey, Big Job Ford's here, man. Outstanding, dude. Thanks for coming in, Ron. That's cool. That's cool. RNG Garage is here. Robert made it. Very cool. Take a drink, Shaky Bob. Let's level that hand of yours out, man. you know, it's partially Kim's fault. she she got me a paddle and she's making me a paddle where I could just raise it up because we're gonna be bolting this on the car pretty soon. Once we get that roll bar in and we get some I'm going to tack weld some bolts to the bottom of the body of the floor and a couple to the frame for hooking up our grounds and stuff. We want solid grounds. We're not messing around. We're not going to just loose bolt something that could come loose. We're going to do this right. As soon as that's done, I'm putting that Raptor-Liner right there in there. When the Raptor-Liner's done, the jobs are going to start knocking down quick. I mean, everybody's like, when's this car? It's like this and that. Well, all the prep work we're doing, it's all going to come together at once. It's just going to be a big clump. So we'll see. Because I'd like to do the Nova floor inside the garage so I can lay down flat. I can get the car and I could put the Nova up on the race blocks and I could just sit under there if I need to. I got to be more careful because there's gas lines there and everything else and brake lines. We don't want to cut into a bunch of stuff when we're cutting the floors out. And we're going to try to do it. We're going to leave the braces and get the floor out because the braces are going to try to hold everything to the tunnel. But you know, a couple of the braces may need replaced. I mean, as I look at that, it's like it's not going to do. I don't want my wife driving around in a piece of crap. I'm going to make it nice. I can't help myself. I can't help myself. I already decided we're going to have to get a trunk pan at some point because I was sitting there. I was thinking of patchworking that all back together.
it might be okay, but it'll look like hell. I try not to cuss in here. Sorry, Bart, but we're gonna go with a trunk pan, I think. It's kind of shady. I got to look into, you're cutting these unibodies up. It's not like you don't want to cut it and have the car fold in half. So I'm going to have to look into where I want to brace it and all that stuff. We're going to do it safe. We're going to do it right. Cameron Brines made it in here. What's going on, Cameron? Absolutely. Let's hit them like buttons. I'm with you. I'm with you on that, Terry. Thank you. Yeah, that's what Robbie, I try to, it's like I see all this. You don't have to do that. You could do shortcut stuff. It's like, man, that's not why it's like a lot of people, some people are in this hobby to go cruising. Some people are in it to go to car shows. Some people cruise ins and all that. Dude, what I'm doing right now, I'm having a blast. I love hanging out in my shop and working on the stuff. Do I want to take my 55 out? You dang right I do. Do I want to take the Nova out? Yeah, but I want to play with it in the shop. It's like have people over. Like I get excited when people stop by the shop. Like Steve was here to Sunday or Monday. I think it was Sunday. He came over and he brought the glass, surprised me with the glass, and it's clear. The one underneath the bench is stock green original. So I might be able to get a couple bucks for that, $100 or something for that one. And I'll just put the clear one in because the side glass I bought with the rubber mold that were just the stationary glass, it's clear. So it's going to be cool. I'll finally get to be able to put my big block king. I'll get my car tagged finally, whenever we get that in. That's going to be right after the roll bar, right after the wrap the liner. We're going to put the glass in. Like I said, that's why we painted the dash. We're going to enclose the inside and we're going to get it all dressed up. We're going to have the inside dressed up nice and we're going to have the outside dressed like a 150 so that we could, you know, put our hand painting stuff on there and have fun. You're the king of the shortcuts. You don't want to take too many shortcuts, Dave. I'm king of the overkill. That's why I don't mind. Like I was talking to you guys about the roll cage plates. If y'all feel like I really should, I will. It's like I don't mind. It's just I know metal, and I know metal doesn't like to get overheated. And what's the floor? Um, is it 20 gauge? It's between 18 and 20 gauge, and it doesn't like to get hot. So you probably concentrate most of the heat as we go around and just spot it in and hold most of it on the 1/8 inch plate. If we did it, it's going to get covered with soundproofing and carpet anyway. Yeah, we need rust prevention. I can't wait to put the Raptor liner in there. I'm just fixated on that ever since I saw MC Mike. I saw him do Gino's Gino's 55, and he wrapped the line the whole floor, and it's gorgeous. Now ours is only going to show in the trunk. I mean the cabin. I'm carpeting. I'm carpeting the cabin. I'm putting a headliner in. Kim and I bought some nice vinyl. We're gonna vinyl wrap the back. Maybe make our own door panels. We'll see. I mean, I might be able to buy some nice black ones, but we're definitely going to make our own side panels and back panel for where the seat goes. But I want to get the bars in first. And once the bars are in, then I got to get some 22 gauge, some real thin sheet metal to put where the back seat would have gone and seal that off from the cabin because we're going to have our gas and our battery back there, and then we're legal. Then I can put a piece of Lawan with some nice vinyl right over top of that. Dress the cabin out nice. Yo, Richard Sumner made it. Thanks for coming in, man. I always look forward to seeing your comments in the videos, and I appreciate you going over and helping out our buddy Jason the other day. I truly appreciate that kind of stuff, man. That means a lot. The side road shortcuts. You might be right, hon. I haven't seen in a while. That might be true, Andy. Yeah, that's nice stuff. I think does what who makes that, Trevor? Is that an East? I think that's an Eastwood product, or there might be variations. Scott Hay made it. Thanks, man. I always look forward to your comments too, friend. Yeah, is that lizard skin? I think that's an Eastwood product, right? There might be variations, but I thought I seen that they had a variation of it. But I was fixated on the Raptor. I'm going for it. I'm telling you, Dan, there's gonna be watermarks on there for me putting cups down. Not kidding you. I sat there and I made that little clip when we were talking about what happened with Jason, and I got up and I looked and I was like, "Oh man, you didn't let it go by, did you? You landed on me pretty hard there." Nah, nah, just kidding. Hey, Rick Hunt made it. What's going on, brother? It's not Eastwood. I think Eastwood offers a variation because I was surprised to see the SEM hot rod black paint I got. I think I saw that offered through Eastwood too. The exact SEM. I don't know if they bought them or if they're a subsidiary. It is what it is. You know what I mean, Dan? A couple fuzzies settled down on there. I thought it was dry enough. I turned that little heater on the side and it just to try to keep the garage warm, and it blew crap right on it. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to scuff it anyway before I put the high build primer on when the body work time comes. But we do have it protected. It is an epoxy. We can bolt it on the car. It can get wet. We don't have to worry about it right now. So there's no sense in breaking the eggshell finish on it with paper. It's annoying to look at the little speckles on because it was so nice and smooth. It wasn't Eastwood, it was me. I should make a video that says that. It wasn't Eastwood, it was me. Why don't you guys go ahead and have a sip? Oh man, look at this. What are we at here? We're doing pretty good tonight. All right. Let's see. All right, guys, it's time for giveaways. We got our stickers as usual. We're going to do the stickers first and the pin. So we're going to give you this sticker, which is clear when it comes off, and this cutout sticker and a pin to put on your shirt or in your hat or whatever you got going on. All right. So we're going to do that first. I need a number between 1 and 45. 1 and 45. And I'll ask you to go. Did you get it, hon? There it is. Looks like Cody. It looks like Cody got it, hon. Was it Cody? I know Cody got it. It was number 17. Yep. It was Carolina Customs. Carolina Customs got it. Number 17, everybody. Carolina Customs got it. Okay, Cody, you got 2 stickers and a pin coming to you. I got your address. I know that. So we'll send you that. And now we're going to do a magnet, a round sticker, and a pin. So give me a second to generate the number and get it to Kim. All right. Same thing. Okay. All right. I need a number between 1 and 45. Go. There it is. There it is. It's DNM Trope. DMN Trope. DNM trope, number 13. Dorp. DNM port. Number 13, DNM port. All right, I don't have your information, so I'm going to need you to email me, okay? DN Torp. DNM Torp. I'm going to need you to email me your address and I'll mail that off to you. My email is in the about section on our homepage, but I'll type it right in here for you right now. You just email me your address. You're comfortable, and I'll email those off to you. All right, there you go. That's my email. Gmail also works. jedclampett32 at yahoo.com or jedclampett32 at gmail.com. They are both linked directly to my phone. And you email me your address and I'll have those mailed off to you. And you'll be on our Christmas card list. All right. All right, Torp. All right, everybody celebrate. Everybody, let's celebrate the victories. Cody got one and Torp got one. So let's all have a sip and celebrate their victories. All right. Very cool, Howie. Very cool. I haven't really dove into looking about that switch, Ron, but I got your message on the comments. I am going to look and see if I can find the different switch that might fit in there. I'm fixated on trying to get it in there, but man, when I looked at the body, when I opened that box for the on off switch, I was like, and Andy's doghouse was like, bro, you didn't show it. I know, Andy. It was too late. I already made a video. I was in the house editing, and I was like, you'll see it when I'm installing it. It's really close. I mean, the mechanism. Remember, the key tumbler is right behind where the mechanism is, and you got about 2 inches, and that's all you got. When you put the neck through, you gain a little bit, but those bolts for the studs were a little too long. That's a big, hefty switch, man. Worst case, we'll just move it over. It'll still look cool. Let's see here. Oh man, thanks, Rick. I appreciate you saying that, man. Thanks, buddy. I try my best, dude. I appreciate you saying that, man. It means a lot. I try my hardest. Yeah, take a sip. Hey, let's celebrate Rick's comment. Have a sip, man. Swamp Things here. Rocky Mazel made it. Cool, man. Yeah, we're talking about that. I actually was I talked to a marketing guy. There's a guy at my work that dabbles on the internet, and he dabbles in that digital marketing. And he was telling me, he explained to me, you don't need to wait for YouTube, I guess. If you want to make your own store, you can go to Teespring and they're going to just tell you, look, we want $8 and we'll make your t-shirts and you'll make what's left over after whatever. So I might look into that. I might, get some different t-shirts made, but we're definitely going to put Phil D Bucket on one of them, he's going on the car, yeah, we'll do something. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, everybody has their own spots for them, Dennis. I looked at the bumper, and I want mine on the trunk. I just have to add a little bit of cable, and I'll put a nice piece of conduit so that it doesn't get messed up, and it's going to look nice and neat. But I just feel like I want mine on the trunk lid itself. So my hope was to do it in the key tumbler hole, but we'll see. We're not going to get upset if we can't. Yeah, there you go. I mean, that's like I said, I'm told that's what you can do. It's like we had some made, and it's like, some people like them, some people don't. I never have the right size to give somebody, and it's like it's a big hassle, and it'd be real easy just to have a link through through the store. So we're gonna look at it. We'll see. Okay, all right. Thanks for the information, Cody. Like I said, it's real hard to get anything right now. Hey, Don's Hot Rod Garage made it. Thanks for coming in, buddy. Appreciate you, bud. Wasted Talent made it. Hey, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming in. It's in the box in the trunk, I think. I'll dig it out. You know what? This After this weekend, my son's got to come over. We're gonna bolt the hood back on, and we're gonna take the trunk lid off so I can strip that, and I'll dig around for the Super Bowl. But it ain't super anymore, man. It kind of dies. It's like, they used to, when they're brand new, those things ricochet off of everything. This thing, man, it lost all its luster. I guess it sat in a hot, car for 20 years. It lost all its super. Oh, so what's everybody else working on? Y'all know what I'm doing this weekend. We're gonna get that roll bar in, man. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look, Ron. Snow. I hope we're done with snow. I mean, dude, last week we had, I don't know, almost a foot, and I took this when I get the big snow blower out, I don't just do mine. I'm not that way. I did the whole street. Took about an hour. Plus, I got to burn up all the old gas. The gas in there was like 2 years old, but I had stable in it. But still, I always shut the gas off and let the bowl run dry. That thing starts on the first pull. It hadn't run in 2 years, and it started on the first pull. I got an electric starter on it, and I've never used it. I always in one pull, it just starts right up. I have no complaints with that. I do have to service it this summer. I'm going to change all the oils. I got to do my generator too. I got to get that out. That's had gas in it for like 2 years. It had stable in it, but it's still. I'm telling you, Dan, it was 61 degrees today, man. 61 degrees. It was gorgeous, and it's going to be gorgeous again tomorrow. But as the day progresses and it gets into the evening, we're going to dip down into the 30s again. Do you believe that? And we're going to be in the 30s for a couple days, and then we're going to have a couple days in the 60s again next week. I mean, I'm hoping tomorrow I can work with the garage door up. I really am. I love working in the shop when the garage door's up, a cool breeze, get things going. I hadn't, the kit I got too. I got a fish mouth all my own pipes. I haven't done that in a while. I mean, I think I had a handrail job when I used to work in the boiler room down at the job. I used to work in the boiler room. I think the last time I fish mouthed any pipe, I think it was making handrail. So I got a fish mouth pipe, the down pieces and the crossbar. I got a fish mouth myself. I got a kit out there in the garage somewhere. I'm going to dig it up. It actually has the shapes already made for you, but I think it only goes down to 2-inch pipe. But I might be able to take the 2-inch one and you know modify and make my own little template for the 1 5/8. We'll see. We'll figure it out when we get there. There's a couple different ways you could saddle pipe. I remember one time we was in a hurry and we was wanting instead of fish mouthing the pipe out with the grinder, so it fits real nice. We got a piece of solid round stock, the same size, and you take a rosebud torch and you heat it up, and then you set that on top and you give it like 3 or 4 whacks, and it makes the fish mouth on its own. But I don't think that would pass tech, would it? It might, but it gets a little bulge at the end, but it does fish mouth. without grinding. Oh, Desert Rat made it in here. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. You in here, Mike? Wait a minute. I seen you say his name. I saw Jason say his name. Are you in here, Mike? Is Desert Rat 2000 in here? Yeah, there he is. Thanks for making it in, Mike. I got your mail and I wanted to open it with you here, brother. Very cool. Dude, I watched your video like 10, 15 minutes before I came down here. I was telling these guys about it. I love the projects you do, dude. All right, let's take a look. All right, we got new stickers that was shaped like a gear. And we got another one of his other ones. Mike, thank you. Got a nice little letter in here. Hey, Kim, and hey, BW and Kim, here's a couple of my redesigned stickers. Hope you enjoy. I absolutely do, Mike. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Always like to open mail when everybody's here. The one week, I forgot to open Dennis's, and then I had to wait 2 weeks till he got here because I like to open mail with everybody here. And I encourage everybody to go over and check out Mike over there at Desert Rat 2000. He's got 2 trucks he messes with. He's got a dune buggy, and he always has these side projects he's doing. And I like watching him. Like I love the wheel. He turned this old ventilator into a wheel, and he's putting all our names on his wheel to feature and bring up in his videos. And he spins the wheel and has a little pointer. That's awesome, man. Very cool. Thank you very much, Mike. Greatly appreciate you, man. All cookies are breakfast food. I'm not going to disagree with you on that. I'm a chocolate chip guy myself. Actually, I like peanut butter cookies, but oh, that's outstanding. Yeah, we did. We hit 54. That's very cool, man. Share with your friends. Let's get more people in here. And listen, if you run a channel, and I mean that, like I told you in a video we just did talking about our parts and what happened with our buddy Jason. If you're just starting out your channel or you got a channel going and you want to come in here and tell us about it, come on, man. I'll look at what you got going on. All right. Outstanding, Mike. Also, anybody that's in here, we have a group over on Facebook. BW's Garage is on Facebook. We're all in there. You can always put a link to your video in there and tell everybody about it. I mean, I can't promise you 100 million subscribers, but I guarantee you there's at least 25, 30 people from my old hometown that watch everything, and they like checking that stuff out. We got some good buddies. You might earn a couple subscribers out of the deal. Never know. Steve made it. What's going on? I appreciate you coming in, brother. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks, Rick. Yeah, we made it to 54 tonight. I think we topped out at around 55, 56 is our best number so far. But we're gonna grow. We're gonna get there, man. We're gonna slowly but surely grow this thing. We're trying. And the quickest and easiest way to do that, I noticed, is just put videos out, man. Just keep putting videos out. Like, it just seems like, sometimes it goes backwards. You work really hard and you put a video out, and it's like, instead of gaining like your average 5, 10 subscribers, you might lose 3. And when you turn around and you find out it's YouTube and they're just cleaning out the clutter, it's like, oh, the time and energy you spend making these videos, it kind of hurts your feelings a little bit. They're abusive. They don't care. But yeah, you just keep putting out videos, man. Just keep cranking them out. Yeah, dude, put something out, Pat. Why not? Man, it's fun. I have so much fun. I have a blast doing this. It's just I just babble all night. And Kim's like, you need to stop and look at the chat once in a while, and I do. But I'm a blabbermouth, I'm trying to, but it's so much fun making the video, sharing with everybody what you're doing, getting input back. But you have to understand one thing, Pat. You got to have thick skin because there's some meanies on the internet, man. They're just mean. It's okay, it is what it is. You take the good with the bad. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up on some of the comments. It's true. It is a bad relationship you can't leave. That's very true. Oh man. Joe made it. What's going on, Gavin? What's happening, brother? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you, buddy. Appreciate you, Joe. Great to see you too, man. What's we got going on? Yeah, people get mad, you just gotta let it you gotta let it roll like a duck feathers. You got it with water. You just gotta try to let it roll off, man. I like George's Hot Rod Barn. He picks on me all the time, but I actually like him. He's funny, man. He's like I went over, he has a couple videos out. He like does he tends chickens and stuff. He's funny. It's just and when he's picking on me, I just laugh. It's like, okay, George, whatever you say, buddy. And I don't think he means anything. I don't think he's mean spirited. At least I hope he's not. But there are some meanies out there. And there are some people that pretend to be your friend and are not. So you gotta filter it out. You gotta figure it out and do the best you can. You gotta try to be yourself. You gotta try to be good no matter who's being who. You gotta be you. don't don't try to fool nobody. Be who you are. What else we got going on here? Yeah, it is. Like John, what you said, it's all good, man. Let's see. But I encourage you, Pap. I hope you do, and I'll tell you what. I'll be one of the first to subscribe, and I'll watch. I love bicycles, bikes, motorcycles. I like all that kind of stuff, man. All that sort of stuff. That's why I like, every once in a while, I like to try something new. That's why I said my buddy Jamie sold me that bike. I figured I'd try it. Thank God I knew Phil because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. But you learn. You can't be afraid to try stuff. Absolutely, buddy. Just let me know, man. When you put something out, let me know you got something out and we'll go over and check it out. I you know, Dave, I think they say it's at 6:30 tomorrow's Eastern Standard Time, but they always start late and it's like I haven't really watched much football in the last 2 years. I used to be really good at watching it. I had fantasy football and everything. It doesn't do it for me anymore. It's just I don't want to watch all the nonsense. I enjoy car stuff more. I'd rather watch Meekum and sit there and watch him auction cars all day. I really would. And plus, I work sometimes a 50, 60 hour week, and then I come home. I want to work on my cars in the garage. You don't have a whole lot of time for TV in general. There isn't a whole lot of that. I took 2 days outside the garage this week. Kim wanted to hang out in the house this week, and that's what we did. And there ain't much time to squeeze it. We got a bunch of TV shows we want to watch, and we haven't caught up on any of them. I love Ozark. We haven't caught up on that. Um, I want to watch the Dexter that just came back out after being on hiatus for a few years. I want to check that out. I haven't watched that. So don't ruin it for me. But we got some stuff it's just you get caught up, especially like Dan said, this is like a bad relationship you can never leave or what you get addicted to it. It's like I enjoy YouTube. I'd rather do YouTube than regular TV. Famous people just don't do it for me. I like regular people. A lot of I don't know. I'm not a fandy or whatever. I'd rather talk to regular people. What else we got here? All right, Sam, I'll check it out. Like I said, I loved the other Dexter, and now he's back from his hiatus. It is a dark show, Swamp. Yeah, Kevin, I tell you, I love those cars, those Grand Nationals. I remember they had one on the lot whenever I was in the service, and I just got out of boot camp, and I came home. My grandma was kicking around the idea, helping me get a car, and she's like, "No." So that ended that, and that's what I was looking at. Sounds good, Dave. I'll check it out, man. Very good. You might be only 24, Cody, but you're an old soul. You know what I mean? You like all the stuff we like. You're an old 24. You're an old soul, brother. You're right. You're right in the stuff we're all into. The same thing, man. And I tell you, that starter of yours, that was really close to the header. I mean, you might have been able to you might be able to slither a piece of paper up in there. But they sell all kinds of stuff, and they have like a I remember in the boiler room we used to have this blanket. It was called Liotherm, and it would condense down to almost the size. You'd start out at like quarter inch or whatever, but you could squeeze it down to where it was almost like paper and sliver it up in there, and it would re-expand. It's for like big boilers and stuff. It would have helped you, but that building's long gone. They knocked it down with they blew it up and knocked it down, so it's gone. I don't even know how you would get that stuff anymore, but it was called Liotherm. I think that's what it was called. I don't even know. I wouldn't even know how to get it nowadays. I mean, they're doing away with all those coal-fired boilers. I worked in that boiler room for 14 years. Old man in the shop, what's going on? Thanks, man. Thanks for stopping by. Well, we got about 4 minutes left. Thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate you. Not at all. I'll tell you what. I got pictures around here somewhere with I've got a respirator on and a jumpsuit on and everything, and I'm covered in orange fly ash. We were doing a bag filter job, and I mean that was a dirty job, man. Yet we had these half masks on, and you just and the ash, it's so fine, it's like talcum powder because you're in when that ash makes when the fly ash makes it into the bag filters. When anything that gets up there, it's like powder. It's like, the best way to describe it is orange talcum powder, and it's silica ash, and it's not good for you. It's not good for you. Yo, Rat Gas made it. What's going on, man? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for stopping by, man. Well, you gotta be careful. That's what it's the that's dangerous. It's like what you gotta watch is you gotta be very careful with fires. And I'm not kidding you, Rust Iron. I guess it's like the real fine papers, the slightest spark. It's almost like when a spark hits that paper dust. It's almost like um, gunpowder, I guess is the best. It just goes. You got to be, you got to be very diligent. You got to have your proper hot work permit. You got to wet, areas down. You got to blow things down, vacuum out. You got to clean. You got to put in heat blankets, whatever you got to do to keep it safe. And you're right. It's not fun. I'm telling you one. Yeah, we did 14 years. I did 14 years in the boiler room. Now I'm over in the warehouse in the distribution center working on palletizers. These machines are incredible, man. They were actually a couple of them that we had were designed to stack cinder blocks, and they stack bundles of paper, toilet paper, and it's the stuff's amazing to work on. The patterns you can make to make there's a lot more going into making toilet paper than you guys know, man. And all the way through until it's on a pallet on a truck to you. I have fun at work though. I do. I joke around with those guys a lot. We have a lot of fun. All right, guys. Well, we're 1 minute in. We're actually 39, 40 seconds over. We like to keep this at an hour to keep it fresh. All right. I appreciate everybody coming in as usual. I had a blast talking to everybody. Look for a couple videos to come out this week. I probably got 3 in the pipeline, at least 2, maybe 3. I'm trying to stockpile a little bit because I got a lot of big side stuff coming up that I got to get done. So we're going to do the best we can to at least get you 2 out, maybe 3. We'll see what happens. But I appreciate everybody coming in here. Floyd, good night. Thanks for coming in. Rusty Iron Projects, Kevin L, Rocky. All right, Trevor. I mean, Swamp Thing. Dan, thanks as always. Grady, XJ Rick. I always appreciate your support. Howie Mook. Dave, thanks for coming in. Rick Hunt, Lonnie, I appreciate you. Henry, as always. Cody, Josh, Shop Cat, Don's Hot Rod Garage, Tony, I appreciate you too. Big job, Ford Ron. I always enjoy talking to you. John S., I appreciate you too, man. Pap, Steve, Chaz, I appreciate you, brother. All right. So I hope everybody had Turlo one as usual. I'm sure I'll be hearing from you in a little bit, right? Shop, all you guys are awesome, man. I really appreciate everybody and all your support. Anybody that hasn't yet, please go over and support Country Boy Gas Garage. Our buddy Jason, he could sure use it. And make sure you watch a few of his videos. We got to get his watch minutes up so we can get him remonetized as well. We got to get this guy tightened up. All right. So until next week, take care, everybody. I really appreciate you all a lot. Bye now.